Mind of the Meanie is now an exclusive brand partner with WWEshop.com. Pick up all your favorite new merchandise from Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge me.
Cody Rhodes.
I have to finish the story.
LA Knight.
Let me talk to you.
And more using our exclusive link in the show notes. Click below and show your support today for your favorite WWE superstar at WWEshop.com.
Yeah!
You know, Meanie,
What's that, Adam?
we hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind of the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of five-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow. 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. It's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! Yeah, I know. What's on your mind?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Philly's lost. Oh, man. What are you going to do?
Yeah. Dude, that
the life of a Philly sports fan.
That was a fucking mess of a couple last games there.
Yeah. Yes.
A mess.
People go, what happened? I'm like, that's a great question.
Yeah.
But, Philly's got eliminated from the playoffs. Okay. Oh, my God. Excuse me.
Oh, you're good, man.
And, it was a double fucking whammy. Fucking whammy. Fucking Phillies got eliminated from playoffs and the Eagles lost. And it's just like, where's the Walt Whitman, bro? It is what it is. Life of a sports fan. It was a great season, but for whatever reason, the bats went cold in the playoffs. And, it's dangerous when you're playing one of those, they were in the NLDS with the Dodgers, who are, World Series champions. And you know, it's dangerous when you have a series that's best of 5 because there's really no room for error, you know. And you know, Phillies looked like they were waking up in game 3. You know, they scored like 8 runs, and we're like, oh man, well, maybe the series moved back to LA, and it's like, oh man, maybe their bats woke up. You know, there's always this thing about rest versus rust, because if you win your division and win so many games, you get a 1 week bye, and it's just like, it's almost like a curse to win your division anymore. Just to get that bye, and while other guys are teams are still playing and still staying hot. So the Phillies, they lost the first 2 games at home, and games they easily could have won, which is even more frustrating. Game 1 they had to lead, and then game 2 they looked like they were about to come back, and they had momentum, and then they chose to as everybody's getting hits off the one pitcher, they decide to bunt in that situation, and
like Jesus,
it's just like in any other situation a bunt would have been cool to get the guy over to third, but it just didn't work out. It just wasn't. Philly's got a lot of things to consider in this off season. One of their best hitters, Bader, got an injury in game 1, and you're like, what are they going to do? But they got some players that are going to be free agents. Schwarber's going to be a free agent.
Well, that was the one thing I was going to ask you about, was what do you think the future holds for Kyle Schwarber? Because it seemed like in the last, I saw one of the I don't know if it was a post game. I think it was a post game interview after they lost, and he was basically in tears talking about how much he loved the team and talking about the loss and stuff like that. And I hope we don't lose him, because I feel like he's still one of our best aces, and I think that would be a huge mistake.
I think he comes back. I think the owners hinted that he wants him back, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I definitely want them to bring Bader back, because he's injected a ton of energy into the team.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people probably won't come back, like Ranger Suarez.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to lose him. I can see them. I can see us, trading away, Nick Castellanos. But
I could see that.
Yeah, that's why I would never want to be a GM.
Yeah.
But they got a lot of decisions to make, and eventually I'll get over it. And we're like, how many days till baseball? That's the beauty of baseball. It's like 162 games. You have one brutal elimination, but then when spring rolls around, you're like, baseball's coming. And it's such a great sport, because it's almost like everyday sport. With a couple, they get a couple days off, but it stings for now. It sucks for now, but eventually there'll be a time around like March where you're like, oh man, I can't wait for baseball.
Seriously. It's the best. I feel like it's one of the best time of years, man. Like in the spring, right when everything gets nice out, and you're like, oh, baseball's back, isn't it?
Yeah. And you're waiting for the home opener, and I'm 52, man, and that's been the circle of life as the life of a Philly sports fan. Oh, this team stinks, I'm never watching them again. And then, oh man, baseball's coming up.
Yeah. Well, can't wait to watch the Phillies play again.
Oh yeah.
We had that tough conversation with James, our oldest, about we tie into this too, with the Eagles loss after we recorded last week. That was a nail biter. I felt like at the end, and Jalen Hurts threw that Hail Mary, and for a second I was like, oh, are they going to fucking get it? And then it didn't work. And you're like, oh my God. And he was so pissed. He was like, I can't fucking believe this. Blah, blah, they lost. I was like, well, buddy, it's only one game in the season, right?
Yeah.
And also too, they played really well overall. And I say but also like most importantly, like, welcome to the life of being a Philadelphia sports fan, because this is what you're going to experience all the time. Like you're going to have highs, and then everything's going to be great, and then everything's going to suck.
It's a character building.
Absolutely.
But the life of I'm sure other cities have their ups and downs too. But
Yeah.
life of a, Philly sports fan has been rough because there's been a lot of lean years where it's just like, sucks, but I'm watching out of habit and,
Yeah.
it might be a down year, but you have it on in the background just because it's like a magic whoopee, a magic blanket, get you ready, to keep your mind occupied, but it is what it, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade for anything, there's so, sports, brings so many great memories, watching, baseball with my grandparents and, watching football with my grandfather. My grandma watched too, but it was really my grandfather watching, football every week and, just sitting there and watching him react. And, I learned how to swear at the TV because of him, and, but yeah, just, it's, and that's why I love the summer, but I hate, this time of year because we're already in week 5 of the NFL and the playoffs are over for Philly, which sucks. And it's cloudy out, so it feels a little bit extra gray outside. You're just like, ugh. But sports is a happy distraction, even when it's miserable.
Yeah. Especially these days, man. I need all of the happy distractions that I can get at this point. But
and God bless if you're a Flyers or Sixers fan.
God, you're in the shit right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't handle that. I can't. I'm not mentally equipped to handle 2 more teams that are just like the Sixers almost had me back, and it's like all the ups and downs of with Ben Simmons and
James Harden and all that. Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
What a nightmare that was.
Oh, all of it. And it's you go on social media and that's all you see is people clowning on them, and then like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he plays in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Or did, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, back then you're like, oh great. Yeah, they're just shitting all over Philly, but
yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's
just it's cloudy out, so it's like the Eagles lost to had a short week, so they played the Giants and they lost in an absolute abomination of a game, and it's like they played Thursday, so since they don't play on Sunday, well today as we record on the 12th, October 12th, they don't play again until next Sunday, so it's like a mini bye. So you kind of hope that they take that time to, rest up and get shit back on track. They had a lot of guys out of the game too. I was watching the Phillies game. I tuned in and, Kenyon Mitchell wasn't playing and Jalen Carter was on the sideline. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But, I had the best line. I was like, well, I saw a couple great lines, before the Phillies won game 3.
Yeah.
Somebody on my feed said, these assholes are going to win tonight just to make me watch them, just to make me pay attention during the Eagles game where they lose 10-1. Yeah. And then somebody else was like, I'm glad the Phillies, they hung around for Eagles halftime just so I could watch them lose. Or just
you can break my heart again.
Yeah. Oh, halftime. Let me check in on the Phillies game. Oh, and they lost. All right.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan Kerkering, man. He was the pitcher, in when the Phillies lost.
Yeah.
It always seems like they always bring him in when there's fucking bases loaded, and they had 2 outs. Guy hits a dribbler to the pitcher's mound. He runs down. He grabs the ball, and he could have thrown to first, but it looked. I'm assuming he thought home plate was closer, and he saw JT squaring up.
Oh, right, yeah.
But he sailed the fucking ball, and this is like, oh God. And as soon as I saw the ball sail over JT's head, I just turned the TV. I just changed the channel and just like, nope, I'm not going to watch any of that.
Yep, don't need this. Don't need this in my head. Nope.
Nope. Good memories. But I saw his post game interview, and he took it like a champ, man. He stood there and faced the reporters and answered your questions honestly, and which a lot of people could probably learn that lesson. Excuse me, what?
Oh, God bless you, sir.
Fucking allergies.
God bless
But he handled it with dignity and grace.
Absolutely.
And defeat, and it's a good lesson to learn. And I saw a photo of him going to the dugout, and Topper, the manager, pull him aside and give him a little pep talk, and it's like, man, heartbreaking, and he's sitting in the dugout with his head in his hands, and his teammates got their hands on his shoulders, and just gut wrenching. But he handled it like a trooper, and gotta give him respect.
What did you think about the there was commentary about I guess who was it that said it? I don't remember. One of the players was talking about how basically it was spun like, oh, it's the fans' fault that the team lost, and then Bryce Harper came and was like, it's our fault, right? Like, I love this city. Like, what are we talking about, right? What was your take?
Castellanos said that. He's like, well, when things are good, the wind's at your back, and when things are bad, the wind's at your face. And it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Yeah.
As fans, it costs a lot of money to go to these fucking games.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Forget what it costs to park. Just to park at these places. And to say, the fans are the reason why you lost. It's just like, my goodness.
Yeah. It just seems like a shitty thing to say, man.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And that's why I'm thinking, I don't know if he's going to be here next year. When Nick comes to look, Nick's given us some good moments, but when he comes to the plate, he's going to swing at something outside to the left, wide to the left. It's a pitch every fucking time. It's an automatic strike. All right, here's Castellanos. Let me just throw a sweeper to the left, and he bites on it every single time. And just to do that is. It's unfortunate, but that's why I'm saying, there's a good chance you probably won't see him here next year. But there's been great moments here with him, especially when his son would sit right behind home plate, and they would have really cool moments as a father-son. But just to blame the fans on lack of discipline,
Yeah, I think it's the biggest thing. Is it's like, no, man, like we're not on the field. We don't play at the level that you do. You guys are doing this, and if you guys shit the bed, then it's on you. It's not on us, right? And again, like I understand there's the concept. I think Matt from Dover and I were talking about this the other day, or maybe I can't remember who it was. We were talking about even with wrestling, right? Like everybody's got an opinion on, oh, this sucks, or this was bad. This was, oh, I can't believe that person missed the spot, but like. It's easy for us. Like you have the ability to do that because you do this in the ring every day. Like, oh, that person missed the spot, or he should have done this, or she should have done that, or whatever it is, right? You can say that and stand in a place of power. I couldn't do that, right? Like I've never wrestled before. I never took a bump, right? But like in baseball, it's like I feel like it's a little bit different because it's just like we're spending all of our money. And it's like you said, to your point, it's expensive to go to a baseball game. It's even more expensive to go to a football game. And if you guys are out there not giving it your best, or at least not doing everything you could to play at like peak optimum level. Words are hard today.
Yes.
And then you're going to, and then to be the audacity to turn around and say, oh no, it's the fans' fault. Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
Why would you even say this? So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see Castellanos not come back, especially after that. But I would, if we're deciding between him and Schwarber, like throw as many American dollars and maybe even some Canadian ones. Who knows? Maybe he can use it somewhere. Give it to Schwarber and keep him on the team because that guy he's our fucking. I think he's like part of the foundation of this Phillies team, and I think he could. I think he still has way more time left in him.
Yeah, he's the fabric. Just
yeah.
I think he wants to come back. You know, I think he wants to come back, but it's going to be a long off season. Just waiting to see what they do, see what happens. See who comes back. The shame is, some of our pitchers were pitching really good, and we just couldn't get the hits.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those more scrutinized endings, Mm-hmm. But it's like the tale of two teammates. Castellanos is, blaming the fans, for their lack of hitting, and meanwhile, Orion Kerkering is standing there like a man saying, "Yeah, I made a mistake, and I'm sorry." It's crazy. It's crazy. Sports is a crazy mistress, just, but I love it. I love it. And, it gets me by, it gets me through.
One thing I wanted to bring up here as well. I know you've been talking about it. We've seen a lot of stuff coming up on social media as well. Don't forget also, while you're here, we want to thank you for listening and thank you for joining. If you want to watch Meanie and I record early and completely ad free, you go to patreon.com/mindofthemeanie. Sign up today, and tiers start at just $10 a month. You can watch us record each and every morning. Usually it's on usually it's a more beautiful Sunday morning than today, but it is cloudy here in the beautiful city of brotherly love. But we would love for you to join us there. But I want to talk to you, sir. I know that the Raven documentary, the screenings are happening. Just correct me if I'm wrong. Does it start today, as in the day we're recording Sunday, or did it start yesterday on Saturday?
Last night.
That's right.
Okay. Last night. It was great. The Raven documentary, Nevermore, The Raven Effect, has been screening, different parts of the country. And last night and today, last night being Saturday, today being Sunday, there's a screening in Philadelphia at a really cool venue called Philamoka. Philamoca, Philamoca. It's a really cool little venue. Walk in and, there's a little stage. It reminds me of a maybe even smaller Electric Factory.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But small room, but it's intimate. And, it's really cool to watch the movie on the big screen there. Nevermore, The Raven Effect. We did screening last night. We're going to do a screening today. I've been asked to do moderate the Q&A.
Nice.
Which was really cool. Really kind of them to ask me to do it. I'm in the documentary as well. And it's a really good documentary. It's about 2 hours long. There's a lot of stuff in there. I've known Raven since 95. And we've talked about, on car rides, you talk about life and everything. Yeah. And I've known a good deal about him, but there's things in his movies I just never knew. And then it's really like, wow, just he really, lays it all open for, the world to see. Yeah. And it's the point where he said, he comes to the screenings, but he doesn't really watch the movie anymore because it's so hard to watch because it's just brutally honest.
Yeah.
About himself, and others are brutally honest about himself. But that's the good trait of any story. You got to show the bad with the good. Absolutely. And, but there's been plenty of good too, and Scotty, Raven's a different guy now. He's always been good to me. There's been times where he could be grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
That
happens. Yeah,
I got the brunt of some of his grumpiness in the past, and as did Stevie. But there's a lot explained in this documentary where you can see where some of that came from, and I really don't want to give away too much of the movie. I want people to go watch it with a fresh set of eyes. I've seen the movie like 3 times now, and today will be the 4th. And it won't be the last. But yeah, just to see everything he went through and what things he's going through now, really makes you feel for him. But it was cool to see his some family members in the movie, childhood friends, college classmates, and he lived in Philly for a little bit as well, which kind of popped me. Seeing him as a kid wearing a Phillies T-shirt. Yeah. Speaking of the Phillies, but it was a great experience. If anybody's in Philly watching the live stream now, please, it's today's screening's at 1:00. You can still make it out. Well worth it, and it's cool to see a movie like this in the theater.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of wrestling documentaries, and a lot of them don't get the theater treatment.
Right.
So to get to go to the theater and watch this with other wrestling fans is pretty cool, and there's it's one thing when a movie ends, but when the credits come up and people applaud, the movie's pretty good. So, I love Scotty. There's a lot of things he's gone through that I can relate to. We have a lot of the same sense of humor. One of the funniest guys I know, and one of the smartest people I know, wrestling wise, and to be able to sit there under his learning tree. When I went to ECW, I was only in the business a year and a half, and he gave me an opportunity to have a career.
Mm-hmm.
Brought me in ECW, and then Paul Heyman, accepted me as well, Paul and Todd. And I owe the man the world, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here. Who knows where I would have been, or what my career would be.
Absolutely.
Maybe I give it 2 more years and then get out and get a real job, and who knows. Not that wrestling's not a real job, but it's not your real 9 to 5. But hey, man, I've had a great life. With some ups and some downs, as every life has.
Of course.
It's just how you tackle them, how you take them on. But I attribute everything in my life today to Raven giving me an opportunity. And it was pretty cool. After last night's screening, he was getting a ride back to his hotel, and I was getting a ride somebody, and we're just outside, talking, and I forgot where I was going to go with this, but Mrs. Meanie was there, and he's like, "How long have you guys been together?" It's 20 years. He's like, "Wow," he's been there for me through a lot of different things in my life as well. So to be there last night and be there for a screening in a Philly was kind of his hometown, so it was very special.
Yeah, it's I'm very excited to see it. Raven was always one of my favorites in ECW, and I feel like when you work in ECW, or if you've had ECW experience, you're automatically, I feel like, from Philly at that point. Like, it doesn't matter where you grew up. It's just like, if you're from ECW, yeah, you're in Philly. That's how it works.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Mass Sanity says here, good morning to the Pod Squad. Everybody is joining us here. Mass Sanity says, it's amazing to me that Scotty Flamingo, Johnny Polo, became Raven. It's such a different persona, and it worked so well. Polo could have had a long career in WWE, but not nearly the impact as Raven did. And I have to say, I got to agree with that, man. That, Johnny Polo definitely could. He had plenty of runway on that character, and you could have easily spun that character. I mean, that could have been trying to think of how, like, Johnny Polo just seems like such a easy name, right? But like, I'm trying to think, like, he could have been like a coachman type, like once he transitioned out of the ring, and like he could have carried that name. Maybe Doc Hendricks is another one, right? Like maybe the way they did with Michael Hayes back then, like after he was done wrestling, they could have continued that character. But
you watch the documentary, he talks about, he's in WWE. He was an assistant. He was an assistant producer.
Yeah.
For Monday Night Raw. he had, six-figure, salary and health benefits, and he could have had a 401k, and he could have just, they were grooming him to be on the booking committee.
Wow.
And he's like, I want to be a wrestler. I want to be an artist. And he walked away from all that just to, chase his dream of being a wrestler. And like I said, that's all in the documentary as well. And if you can't come out to the documentary, it starts streaming November 18th on Amazon Video.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Amazon Video, Vudu, Google Play, and I think Apple Plus. So November 18th are those dates. So you can watch them in the comforts of your own home. But if you have a chance to see it in the theater, it's so cool to see it in the theater. But yeah, Rave, he could have hung around and had an office job, and God knows where he'd be today. He's working side by side with Vince.
Yeah.
Doing commentary, working in the office, and just to walk away from that and to say, hey, I want to try this thing, and to, create the Raven character, and the rest is history.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing, man. I'm very, very excited to check it out, and I'm looking forward to it coming out. I wanted to talk to you about, before we get into our favorite segment of the program, I wanted to give you a quick kind of a story update here. I went to New York Comic-Con yesterday.
Nice.
And my feet, hips, ass, everything, my traps fucking hurt. My entire body, I feel like I went through a marathon.
Yes.
Have you ever been, well, let me preface this first. Have you ever been to New York Comic-Con before?
No.
It is a singular experience. And what I mean by that is like there is nothing like it, and I will never do it again. It was different than Fanatics Fest, or like some of the WWE World stuff that they do. When they came to Philadelphia for WrestleMania and some of the events and shit they have, where it's not nearly as packed as some of the other events are, right? Like those, like Fanatics Fest and WWE World, they're not as crazy, right? There had to be close to like 250,000 people. Oh, wait, hold on. Mass sanity. This is actually one of the things I was going to talk about. Someone just asked RJ City on behalf of Malcolm for his Waffle House order. He said he isn't a fan of Waffle House. I actually saw RJ City. We kept crossing paths at the Pro Wrestling Tees booth yesterday, because by the time I would get over to go to say hi to him, I had to interview Orange Cassidy. And then when I was done interviewing Orange Cassidy, RJ had gone somewhere else. I was like, fuck, I just want to say hi to him and get a picture for socials, But yes, Malcolm was there with me yesterday. He got if you haven't seen it too, when you're done listening to us, obviously, go and watch his absolutely unhinged conversation with Orange Cassidy on his Instagram page. And it was crazy, but it was insanity yesterday. And I couldn't do it again. But I got a chance to catch up with Bam Margera yesterday a little bit. And
that's why I saw that photo, and it warms my heart, because I know you and Bam are, have a history together.
Yeah.
And, what was that like?
It was cool, man. It was so he had been there. He was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and he was doing autographs. He had a bunch of decks and a bunch of pictures and shit. And I knew he was going to be up there, so actually I had kind of talk to him ancillarily. Again, I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to use it.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, sir. And a pleasant bubble buoy to you. So I had connected with him through a friend of ours, a mutual friend named Dennis, because my son is skateboarding now, and I wanted to take him over to see Bam's skate park, and it's this beautiful place in the house. And we went over and we skated at the deck. And then I was like, I'm doing this stuff for the Sports Star. I would love to talk to him, because he's friends with Darby Allin. And that is intersecting. And, skateboarding is, I think sometimes they covered that there. But in any event, I got his cell phone number and I texted him and didn't hear back from him. It's like, okay, no big deal. Bam is pretty notoriously bad for responding, because he's just got so much shit going on, and it just is what it is. Right. So I finally get up there. I'm talking to his people, and they were like, oh, come back in an hour. His line had literally, he got there at like 2. So he was at Darby's art show and the line was wrapped around like almost back through the other places. So I go come back because I had to do AEW stuff. So I went over and did some AEW stuff and I came back and I walked over with Darby and two of them said hello. And I'm talking to the guy and Bam looks at me and goes, hey, what's up? And like, I guess he didn't recognize me at first because I'm skinnier now than I was, a little skinnier now than I was. And I didn't have a beard then and whatever, but I also haven't seen him in 10 years. And then he stops and I see his face go, oh my God, what's up? You know, he came, big dab me up. Like, oh my God, what's going on, man? How are you? I was like, dude, it's so good to see you. How you doing? You look great. Oh man, I'm good. It's just fucking crazy, right? I was like, yeah, dude, this is nuts. The best part about it, the guy who is his handler talking and, Bam and I are yucking it up. And the guy goes, hold on a second. So you've been standing here asking me to set this interview up for you for like, you've been back like 3 or 4 times. You guys know each other? Bam was like, oh yeah, we've known each other for like, 15, 20 years. And the guy goes, so why didn't you lead with that? Why didn't you tell me that you knew him? Right. And I looked at Bam and I started laughing. I was like, do you know how many times a day or how many times an hour we would hear people tell us, oh yeah, I know Bam. Like, I'm not just going to say that, People are always trying to get in and do things, but no, it was great. He seemed to be in great spirits. I know that he is sober again.
He looked great.
Yeah, he was really focused. He was very excited to be there. Like everybody who met with him, he was just like super happy to talk to everybody. I know friend of the show, Queen of the Ring, got a chance to chat with him, and she just said he was just a wonderful experience. And I'm happy, man. I'm happy he's doing well. We had a great conversation. I'll be up on the Sports Store. I think tomorrow is the video version of that, which I have to cut down because we were cussing in there. But what else is new? And it was cool to catch up. And I was like, listen, man, I said, you know where I live. I'm close to you. I said, let's get together, whenever you're around. Yeah, man, I'll let you know when I'm back. And it was cool. It was a cool experience to get to see him. And I just thought it was funny because the guy was like, why did you lead with that? I was like, come on, man. This isn't your first rodeo. Yeah, he was a great guy too. But I was just like, this can't be your first rodeo. Like, do you know how many people say this shit on a daily basis to about Bam or whoever? But no, it was fun, man. It was good. I was excited. I also got to talk to John Moxley as well, which I didn't expect. And he very, very rarely does interviews or media of any kind. So getting a chance to chop it up with him was also pretty cool. But I do owe RJ City, I guess, Waffle House now because I didn't get a chance to say hi to him. So Man Sanity, if you're on there, let him know Waffle House is on the house. Did you see what I did there? That on the house. Yeah.
When you're in the city.
When you're in the city, but in the country, because we have to drive a little bit. Of course, we had to drive like an hour. It's like a little bit of a trip. So it's the country, but in the city for the house of waffles. Yes. So Jesse Brown says, as someone whose teenage years were made so much better by Bam, I'm glad to see him getting his life back together. Yeah, dude. He's it's been rough for him. It's been rough for him. And I, obviously I'm, that stuff is online. You can find it, but Bam's had some pretty, it's been rough. It's been rough for him. And I'm glad to see that that's the one thing that there was always like, when he was going through it, there was always like 2 different versions of him, right? There was the person I saw yesterday and that was the person he was to me for many years, right? Very approachable, very friendly. What's going on? Let's kick it. Let's go do something, like just a good guy. And then there was the darker side, and that could be uncomfortable sometimes.
Right.
As in anyone who's going through the throes, like I want to be clear, like that's not unique to him, right? That's anybody who's going through the throes of their own addictions or their own things. And
absolutely.
Unfortunately, it changes who they are as an individual. And I guess overall what I'm trying to say is just, I'm very glad he's doing well. He's in great spirits. His wife is his wife. I think her name is Danny. Wonderful person. She's got him fucking in a great place, and he's doing all the work. He's doing the self-reflection and everything else. And it's I'm happy for him, and it was good to see him. So I'm looking forward to getting that out to everybody here. But yeah, I had a good laugh because I was just like, come on, man. There's no way. But I would never leave with that. But
he's not in Philly proper, but he's a Philly guy, and I always root for the Philly guys, and I'm always there for the comeback, man. I love to see when people go through something and they can kick out and start making the comeback and fire up, and this situation. I mean, he's been through a lot, and I think the loss of his friend, really hit home. And it's understandable. But like you said, he's at a good place now, and that's all that matters. He's on the right path to being himself again, and that's all you can ever hope for.
Absolutely. And that's, again, I hope he, like I said, looking forward to putting that out. You'll see the reels and the video. It'll have an article out. It'll be a sort of a combination. Like I'll have the stuff in there from Darby as well. But I'm very excited to get that out there. But one of the other things I'm excited about, good sir.
Yes.
I was thinking, I have a question for you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't it? It's just like popped into. It's like I have that ESPN shit, just like popped into my head. And I was like, I got to ask him right now. Are you ready to ask Meanie?
Oh, I would love to. It's time to ask Meanie anything. Ask me something.
And don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, or you can drop them in the chat here when you join our Patreon exclusive group here, because our Pod Squad gets to watch us record live each and every week, and they keep our chat going here. They help us. I can't commend them enough. The show really doesn't happen without you guys, and we want to thank you. Anyone who's ever been a part of the Pod Squad, anyone who still is, we want to thank you, and we're very excited to have you here. But we're here for you. So, yes. What are you sipping on today, Steve?
Oh yeah, I got got Polar Black Cherry. There we go.
Ooh, there we go. I actually, I went a little fancy today. I stopped at the Royal Farms last night on the way home from the Comic-Con, and I didn't know they made these, but I have a sparkling ice can of the Starburst orange flavor, which is my favorite. So I said, you know what, for blue on this gray Sunday, I'm going to do an orange. So,
there, my friend.
All right, we're going to crack these. I'll try to Sandman them. The can's wet, so I don't know if I'll be able to. So 3, 2, 1.
There.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, beers, wherever you are, friends. Pinkies up.
There we go.
Oh, that's good shit. It's different because it's in a can.
Yeah.
Woof. All right. Here we go.
Take it in a can.
Oh, take it in the can. Mm-hmm. All right. We got our first question. David from Quakertown wants to know, hey, Meanie, what's your favorite Diane Keaton movie? Lost Diane Keaton yesterday. Unfortunately, what a loss, man. What a loss,
man. I mean, that's a tough fucking choice. She was in the First Wives Club, right?
Yes. Yep.
I would probably have to say First Wives Club.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen it. That was a stellar cast.
Yeah.
There, but yeah, the news came through. I was like, oh man, another legend. But I have to say that, who else was in that? Goldie Hawn?
Goldie Hawn. Let me pull it up real fast.
Yeah.
I think it was, I want to say it was Jane Fonda, too, I think is in that flick, right?
There you go.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me find it.
There you go.
First Wives Club movie. Oh, no, it's Bette Midler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bette Midler, Goldie Hawn, and Diane Keaton are in that movie.
Yeah.
And I would say that's on my list. I would say probably at the top of like my favorite Diane Keaton flicks. I'm also a huge fan of Father of the Bride and those movies with Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody's favorite is The Godfather, so we're just going to leave that out because going into it, like if you say the trilogy, like, yeah, we know it's everybody's favorite. But
yeah,
there's something, and I when we talked about this before, but I know that like everybody has their opinions on Godfather 3, or they call it Godfather Coda now, the death of Michael Corleone. I don't know if you're listening and you've never seen it. Around the time of the pandemic, Coppola went back and recut and redid a bunch of stuff in the third movie and kind of made it a little bit more of his vision. And I feel like it added a significantly different vibe to the movie, even though most of it, like structurally, it was the same. I feel like that was the story he wanted to tell as opposed to where it went.
Yeah.
Or it added a little bit more nuance and understanding to the movie, right? I've always loved Godfather 3. I will not be taking any questions. I love that fucking movie. But there's something so crushing about that last scene in the movie when, Michael and Kay's daughter gets shot, right? Yeah. And she, like the whole part of her life she has spent trying to stay away from whatever Michael was doing and keeping them out of the life and keeping them away from what he was doing. And then just to see her, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to see two actors like Pacino and Keaton do those roles for so long. And then like watching, you know, it's just like, there's a special kind of like heartbreak that comes along with watching the two of them in those final scenes. And man, just fun, like a generational talent.
Yeah.
So just what a fucking film. What an actress. And it's sad to see her go, man. I don't know how to transition out of that one, but I'm going to go into it here with Matt from Dover wants to know is our only hope the Sixers this year?
God, I don't know. Just like I said, I kind of given up on them. You know, they just got this new kid and he fucking broke his hand or something like that. It's like I'm watching on the peripherals. And it's just like I'm watching my friends who are Sixers fans just go, oh, of course, season didn't even start, and so broke his hand or something like that. But,
Jesus,
who knows? I don't. Like I said, I don't have the mental capacity to deal with the fucking Sixers right now.
Mm-mm. Mass Sanity, our last question of the day, says, as a Yankees fan, I'm sorry to hear that. The end of the 2001 World Series was crushing. What's your personal most crushing sports team loss? And I already have my answer, but go ahead, Meanie. What's yours?
Probably the 93 Phillies.
That is the correct answer.
93 Phillies, because they should never brought Mitch Williams into that game.
Nope.
Roger Mason was pitching pretty well, and they could have kept him out there. Yeah. They had the lead. But, you know, even Mitch Williams would admit his arm was, you know, he was fried. He was cooked.
Yeah.
And, they should have left Roger Mason in that game. And the thing that made it even worse is I was at work.
Oh, God.
And I was working the graveyard shift at the casinos, and there's one asshole I worked with. And, you know, first round, the Phillies are playing the Braves. He goes, go Braves. I'm like,
oh, Jesus.
Are you going to land a Phillies? He's like, no, I'm just rooting against the Phillies. I was like, oh, you're a piece of shit. And then, you know, they beat the Braves. I figured he's going to stop it. He goes, go Toronto. I'm like, fuck you. So when they fucking lost, and we're watching in the break room, and he starts fucking cheering, I almost lost it. And I had to go work the rest of my shift in that fucking mood. But as, you know, karma would have it, or whatever force of nature you want to say, you know, I went off to, you know, wrestling school and, you know, left that job. And, you know, I went back to visit, you know, the guys, after I moved back, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so. I was like, yeah. He's like, he mouthed off to somebody in the break room, and they just beat the shit out of him.
Oh, man.
They say he looked like a mummy. They had to wrap him up. I was just howling with laughter.
Oh my God. That is so great, man. I love that. Mass Sanity says, fucking Joe Carter. Yeah, you're right.
Fuck Joe Carter.
That's right. And to answer this question, have you tried the fried chicken at Royal Farms? It's good. It's fantastic. It's dangerously good. Like, I have one literally 5 minutes less than 5 minutes from my house here, and it's kind of dangerous. So shout out to Dave, the proprietor. He's a great fucking guy over there. But Meanie, I want to say thank you for your time, and thank you everyone for your questions today. Please, again, as always, tweet us your questions or drop them in the chat here using the hashtag AskMeanie. You may hear them on the program. But Meanie, oh yeah, where can everyone keep up to date, good sir, with all things blue when they're not listening? Words are difficult. Listening to the program.
If you would like to follow the Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Blue Meanie BWO for all your social media needs. To support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. If you'd like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce beard oil or balm. Shout out to Josh Thornton, who's doing an amazing job over there taking care of the cats. He rounds them up, takes them to the vet, and leaves them better than he finds them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters by the amazing Hal Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others. Go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. The Figure Collection's Bone Crushing Wrestler Series 1 variants of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered right now at shop.figurecollections.com. At shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Select either regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast. Book the Blue Guy. Let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/Blue. Start that over. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Please book through the site. Don't book through the app. The app takes too much of your hard-earned money. But I just did one the other day for a birthday and got a nice little 5-star review.
Nice.
Let's make somebody's day a little bit brighter over there at cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO. But most importantly, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand pal, and you can find me there. And don't forget, like we talked about during the show, don't forget to check out my work over at the Sportster. I have interviews coming now. So my first one coming up at some point is going to be with Mike Cashflow Walden, who is one of the stars of Sylvester Stallone's Paramount Plus TV show Tulsa King. So go and check that out now. It's on season 3. Episodes drop every Sunday as well. So our conversation will be coming sometime this week. Also, John Moxley, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Bam Margera. All of our conversations from New York Comic Con will be live as of tomorrow. As long as I can get all the videos done, they'll be done. So go and check us out at thesportster.com and go to youtube.com/@thesportster. Don't forget to check out my archive of Foundation Radio at foundationradio.net. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop. Kept me looking fly yesterday, and my nice new t-shirt from them. They have brand new Halloween design t-shirts as well. You can get them right now, only in the shop though. So go and pick one up when you get your haircut at 10th Ward Barbershop. Schedule your appointment today, 10thwardbarbershop.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Pick up a t-shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie. And the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to go to Patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Tiers start, Meanie. I don't know if you know this, at just $10. And people can join us. It's crazy, right? It's amazing. So they can join us and see us live. And then also, if you look above Meanie's head there, it's promptly and firmly secured there, sir. I promise you, it is prominently secured. YouTube.com.
It's more secure than I am.
Me too, sir. Me too. YouTube.com/@Mind of the Meanie. Our entire archive is there, going all the way back to Meanie and I's first shows in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2021. So go and check it out there. And you can follow us all on our socials right down here. Instagram, Twitter, at Mind of the Meanie. We want to thank you for being here, friends. We appreciate you. Meanie, I appreciate you as always, good sir.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you for your time today, and enjoy your week wherever you all are listening. And we'll see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel for the Blue Meanie. This way. For the Blue Meanie. I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind
Blue World Order
of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie was recorded and produced by Adam Barnard and was engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional production and narration provided by Sam Krebs. Our executive producers are Josh Chernoff, Adam Barnard, and the Blue Meanie. Our opening theme is performed by the Swamp Candles. Our closing theme is performed by Chikara. The show contains original music produced by Enrichment. Get additional bonus content by becoming our patron on Patreon at patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Mind of the Meanie. This has been a Butts Carlton media production in conjunction with the MLW Radio Network. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
Blue World Order. Dad, why is Blue Meanie's brain out?
The world of MLW Radio never stops.